Hey, for Tuesday, November 3rd, 2020, this is the Pro and Con Show, and I'm your host, Michael James Ott. Welcome to the show. This is the last show, the finale of the Pro and Con Show. So I made a personal commitment that I would try to do one of these shows every single day, or one show for every single day. Over a course of time, I was really trying to be very good about doing them like daily, but with the life going on and the pandemic and all kinds of things going on, it just became too burdensome to really be able to do them at a specific time every single day. So I have just tried to do a show, 10 to 20 minutes for every single day since March of 2019 or something. And there's hundreds of shows now on here, on Facebook, and also on YouTube at Ott in 2020. Those will be there forever. The miracle of the internet. Of course, someday I guess maybe Facebook and or YouTube will decide that they'll take those out of their memory banks or whatever, get rid of them or archive them or whatever. But at the moment, it would seem like they are going to be there for many, many years to come. And I hope that people watch, and I hope that it has the intended effect that step by step people are better citizens. Okay, that they realize that the issues before us are complex, and that there's these political parties that are using propaganda to basically cause us to be at war with each other. And we are better than this. We are letting ourselves being influenced by the political parties and their agents, and we need to stop. Because most of us, I guarantee you, most of the people, anyone that I talk to, most people are very much mostly centrists. Some of them lean a little bit more right, some of them lean a little bit more left, but we're mostly centrists. And all this propaganda and the polarization stuff is by these powerful, influential people running the political parties, and they're literally and figuratively killing our country and the world, for that matter. So this is the finale, the final show. And what I wanted to do was just talk about me, and I really want to just say thanks. And I don't know if I'll ever do another show or anything similar to this at any time in my life. But I do want to express and have it floating out there in the web, in the internet, that me personally, Michael James Ott, I just want to thank so many people. My life has been blessed so many times over. I mean, I've had my ups and downs. You know, I've been divorced once. I'm going to get divorced here soon. I have a very estranged relationship with my one daughter. I tried to adopt another little girl during my first marriage, and there was a lot of problems with that, and that ended up kind of falling through. And I've had fairly minor medical things with me. Mostly, I've been pretty healthy. And for the most part, I've worked a big part of my life, and I've earned and saved, and I'm in a place where, financially I'm okay. Not great, not wonderful, but just fine. No problem for me. I shouldn't have any problem going forward for the remainder of my years financially. So, and there's so many people that I've interacted with and will interact with over the arc of my life. And I have to say that that the vast majority, I don't know, 98%, 99% of those interactions have been positive. People getting along with people, some of them have been very positive. So I have done things like contributed many thousands of dollars to the St. Jude's Children's Hospital, for example, Children's Research Hospital, because of the work that they do there. And I've given hundreds and hundreds of hours to Habitat for Humanity because, again, great program for housing, a hand up, not a handout kind of concept. I'm hoping that the Peace Corps will take me so I can go spend a couple of years in a particular area around the globe that could use assistance. The people could use assistance in whatever it is that's challenging them. And I have received help along the way. When I was graduating from high school, my homeroom teacher, I had decided late that I was going to go to college, and I had no funds, and my parents had nothing to provide to me. And my homeroom teacher said, well, I need a good general labor guy, and I'll pay you $5 an hour. And you can have all the hours you want. We're building 2 homes during the summer. So come and work. And so I worked my butt off. I made $5 an hour, and that really helped me that first year at college. It helped me pay for a significant portion of my first year in school. I've had times where my car has broken down by the roadside in, these rural areas, at miserable times of the day where there's hardly any traffic, if any traffic at all. In one case, a nurse from a nearby town was driving past in miserable weather, and despite the miserable weather, despite the time at night, it was like midnight or some crazy time, despite all those things, she stopped and she gave me a lift to my home, which was a very gracious and magnanimous thing to do. And some years later, when I was going to college, it was over a Thanksgiving weekend, and I had changed the alternator on my car because it had gone bad. I changed it, but I didn't. I thought I had tightened the alternator bracket appropriately, and it was all ready to go. But apparently, I was wrong. It loosened up, and the alternator wasn't charging the battery. And I was tired. I had stayed, with family and friends on Thanksgiving. Well into the night because I wanted to enjoy their company. And then I had to get back to school. So I left late at night and I was tired. So I pulled over and I took a nap. And of course, Northern Illinois, it can get quite cold. Anyway, I took a nap. I thought I would just, wake up and start the car. No. And so I ended up walking, I don't know, probably a quarter of a mile or half a mile to a farmhouse where I woke this farmer out of a deep sleep, I'm sure. And he had, no reason to even answer the door. And then, kind, generous, actually got out his equipment, towed my car to his barn, fixed the alternator, tightened the bracket and everything for me, charged the battery. And there's been so many other things along the way. People at all times, all kinds of times. I was in Germany, so I was an expat in Germany, and the guys that worked for me were very supportive and helpful, and really. I just can't say enough about, as I go through my arc of time. I was born in this little town, Grand Ridge, Illinois, and grew up in LaSalle County, and really had hardly any expectation that I would ever leave that area, nor desire. And then, the arc of going through schools and all the things, grade school and high school, and then going on to college, first one in my family, even extended family that went on to college, and kind of proud of the fact that I kind of was a glass ceiling breaker, if you will, for my family. So once I went, many of my nephews and nieces and so on, and cousins and things have all gone on to school now. Now that somebody in the family had kind of broken through and shown that yes, you can do it, and this is perfectly reasoned and possible for us. And then in the United States Navy on nuclear submarines and all the different things that I saw there, and the exposure to the different leadership skills, because all the divisions are run by different people. You get to see the strengths of all of these leaders and what made them great leaders, and then the performance of the teams when they had great leaders versus not great leadership, life lessons there. And then going into the telecom industry and living in the Carolinas, specifically Hickory, North Carolina, for almost 20 years, and all the tremendous people that work for me or I work for, all the customers that I spoke to, helped train, visited with, fixed their issues for them. And then moving up here and working with various telecom companies. So I went to work for one that was originally called ADC, but then got bought out by TE Connectivity, and then got bought out by CommScope. But in all of that, the people, the help, the friendliness, the spirit of compassion and humanity prevalent in all of my personal interactions, all through that arc. And so this little kid who thought that he might never actually live or leave LaSalle County in northern Illinois, or even have this desire to do so. I've been to China multiple times, like 4 times or 5 times. I've been to Japan, I think 5 or 6 times. India, I was in India for 7 weeks, and saw and did and all those things with all these people. I've been to New Zealand and all across. I've been to all 50 United States save one, Hawaii. I got to get to Hawaii. It's on the bucket list. But in all of these places, all of them, the entire arc of my life, I just have had the greatest of experiences, and there's been some negative things, some arguments with folks, or relationships that soured over time, these kinds of things. But on the whole, a truly blessed life, and an amazing time in the history of our planet. And people, they wish for the good old days or whatever. That's not true. Today is the good day, and tomorrow is the even better day. Because in the arc of history, the reality is, on the whole, and yes, 2 steps forward, 1 step back, or 4 steps forward, 3 steps back, kind of whatever analogy you want to use. But on the whole, step by step, we have been improving things, and the experiences I've had in my life are becoming more general for more people. And that's a good thing. So I want to finish the show by just reiterating that I really want to thank so many people, and there's so many people that in some of my videos I've told stories about people that interacted with me. They didn't even know they were. I was lost, for example, outside Kaminsky Park on the south side of Chicago, and there was a police officer that I gravitated to. He was at some kind of talk box or something. Didn't even know I was there, but I was completely lost. And I ended up standing there next to him near the park. And my brother, my family found me again. Who knows what would have happened to me. But that police officer, if he hadn't been there right then, even though he never interacted with me, as far as I know, he never even knew I was standing there. That is you know, the amazing part of this story, this arc of life here on this planet. And I'm sure that I've maybe influenced, hopefully to the better, various people by doing the things that I've done, volunteering for Habitat, or working in this care facility, or giving blood, or you know, giving money to St. Jude. All these things hopefully have, you know, caused the cogs of this interaction of all around the planet to be a more positive thing for other people. And I know that I have been overwhelmed by the compassion and friendship from so many people in my life. My friends, my family, various work colleagues, you know, many folks that I've only met momentarily in airports or parking lots or grocery stores or whatever. It's been great, and the fact is, I want to say, I love you. I love you. The human race, for all of its failings and its frailty, and our failures, yeah, I love you. And I'm going to do, as I said in the last show, for 20, 30 years, I'm going to do what I can to make this thing, this earth, and the people and the places on it, and all the things in it, a better place. And I encourage you, I hope that you are encouraged and will do the same. And then step by step, hand in hand, arm in arm, we'll walk forward together to a better and brighter tomorrow. Thanks again. This is the last show of the Pro and Con Show. Goodbye.